Hi, friends. Taking a break from Gypsy Rose. I just watched the Simone. Oh, it's bumpy right here. I'm sorry. The Simone Biles. I think it was called Rising. Netflix thing she just put out. About like her comeback. She's coming back to the Olympics. And it's pretty interesting. There's only it's only 2 episodes. It says more episodes coming in the fall, so I'm assuming they're tracking her whole Olympic journey, and then they are gonna make the rest of the documentary about the Olympics. And the Olympics, I believe, start next week. Do you guys watch it? I am not great about watching the Olympics just because, well, one, we don't have TV, but it's streaming on Peacock this year. I don't know if that's new. Actually, it might be a thing, but we do have Peacock. I believe my parents have it, so we can log into theirs and watch it, which is probably what I'll do. Blinker's going crazy. What I'll probably do this year, just because I'm kind of interested. My sports are swim and gymnastics. I secretly always wanted to be a gymnast when I was a kid. Gymnast and a dancer, and I never did, and I was never able to. Financially, it was too hard. So big expense. But I was a swimmer, and I swam up until I was 16 or 17. When I busted my shoulder, had shoulder surgery, and then was just not able to condition myself to get back into it, due to other family reasons. So those are the 2 I will be watching. My boyfriend likes watching track and field. Sometimes he's the harshest critic on Simone Biles. And so I wanted to talk a little bit of that controversy, just because it was an interesting documentary, and it's about to start. She's about to be in the headlines nonstop again. Not like she ever really wasn't, but I love her again. Okay, so I grew up watching gymnastics. I loved it. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I personally don't think I ever could have gotten into it, just because physically I am not one of those people to just beat down your body until you get a trick. But maybe I could have been. Maybe if I started young, I could have just grown into that, and maybe my life would be a lot different now. Who knows? But it was always fascinating to me. Really fascinating to watch to me and track. And I believe it was, I can't remember if it was 04 or 08 when I really started like watching the Olympics. I want to say it was 04. I watched a lot of Phelps. Oh, someone's car's on fire. That's scary. She's still sitting in the car. Get out of the car. Okay, sorry. I watched a lot of Phelps, and then Lochte came into it. Like, I was a Phelps generation. I met Phelps when I was younger as a swimmer. He came and he coached us a couple times. So did Lochte, and I can't remember the other 2 people right now. But there was like a group of them that would just come and they would train us, which was kind of cool. It was kind of cool. Sorry, my neck's killing me. So I really started watching swim the most, and then the more that I watched gymnastics when it was on, I was like, oh, okay, I really like watching this. And so I want to say the first Olympics I really started paying attention to was Nastia and Sean. That was kind of the first one that I was like, oh, I'm all about this. Like, I'm going to track this. I'm going to watch every event. Here's who I'm rooting for. Like, it was fascinating to me. And their first rounds, not their second. Which I can't remember if that's 04 or 08. But either way. And then Simone came into the picture. I still watched it. I still watched every year and every cycle of gymnastics, which was amazing. But when Simone came into it, everything changed. Like, the game just changed a little bit. It was a lot more of these kind of impossible tricks. Like, it wasn't like, oh, that was a really good, clean routine. It was like, what the hell is she gonna do next? Like, how is she gonna add another flip? How is she gonna add whatever? And it's just insane to me because she keeps doing it even to this day, where it's like, wait, what? How are you even adding another flip to a triple? Like, that's insane. But 2020 Tokyo Olympics, she was warming up, fell on her vault a couple times, and then dropped out of that night. But then it ended up being the entire thing, and she didn't compete. So there's so much controversy around her because a lot of people are like, she choked, she was too scared, she couldn't do it. You know, there was so much pressure because she had won, and she was worried that she couldn't live up to the pressure. My opinion, I don't know. Watching the documentary, I mean, she does talk about that. She does talk about how there was a lot of pressure and just mentally she was not right. Does that mean she thinks she couldn't do it? No, not necessarily. It does honestly kind of admit in the documentary that that's what it was, though, that she was just kind of feeling mentally off and she didn't want to compete, because when you're doing those kind of crazy routines, you can die. You can snap your neck. You can break a leg, which isn't as severe, but you can become paralyzed. There's a lot of different things that if you land on those tricks wrong, it could hurt you. I don't know if anyone watched the show Make It or Break It when you were kids. I think it was when I was in like junior high or high school, about these like 4 gymnasts and their road to the Olympics. And there was a girl on there who fell on one of her tricks. She was the top competitor in the country, and she fell and broke her neck, but like came back and went to the Olympics. Like, it was kind of crazy, or didn't go to the Olympics, but almost, got back into it. But those things are real. Like, people can really fall and hurt themselves really bad. So was it a bad thing she didn't compete? For her, no. She was thinking of her safety. And for the country, yeah, sure. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't even watch too much of the 2020 Olympics because I was working nonstop and I didn't have time to sit down and watch a lot of it. Even replays, I just didn't even have time to sit down. I saw some clips online, but I really did not pay attention to any of it. The world was just a crazy time. But they still did good. I mean, they have alternates and stuff like that for that reason. If someone drops out, if someone gets hurt, they have alternates who can come in and compete, so they still have a full team. So for the country, whatever, like, I don't know. The whole compete for your country thing is a very interesting concept to me, and I won't get into that part. But she's coming back. So she is now on the Olympics team. It starts next week. It'll be really interesting to track how she does. I'm rooting for her. I think she's crazy, and I think she's amazing in the gym. And what she brings to the sport and how the sport has changed within the last almost 10 years since the Karolis kind of quit and the whole Nasser thing was finalized and he's in jail. Like, so much has changed about the sport. And if you don't know about those, well, I'm not going to make a video on them because they're very sensitive topics, but you can go all over the internet, find out about Nasser, who was the gym gymnast doctor, and the Carolis, who were the coaches, who just taught very strict. And so now Simone's goal is to make the sport a lot more fun and just be able to be yourself, but also compete and have that discipline that you need to as an elite gymnast. But I think it's very interesting where the sport's going. She's also 27 years old and competing in the Olympics as a gymnast, which is kind of unheard of. Like, usually your career is done by the time you're 20. So the fact that she's on another cycle, and we'll see where she goes from here. I mean, I honestly have no doubts that she could compete again. Like, if she keeps herself in shape, yeah, bodies change, but if she kept herself in shape, she could do a fourth cycle in 2028, which seems like so far from now, but it's really not. But yeah, so if you guys haven't watched the documentary and you're interested in Simone Biles, go check it out. Like I said, it's only 2 episodes right now, but she really talks about how she just took the time for her mental health and got back to a place where she felt healthy mentally and dealt with a lot of trauma from her childhood to help those mental blocks, which I encourage, and I think that's super cool. So go check it out if you're interested. Comment if you have any thoughts on her. I'm interested to see. I've been having a lot of very opinionated comments, and I really like it. I really like hearing other people's opinions, and even if they're not my opinion, I really like hearing them, and I like seeing other people's sides. So comment what you think about her. Are you excited to watch her? Are you gonna watch her? Are you gonna watch the Olympics in general? And I will see you guys later. I have a lot of cool things coming up with my cosmetology school. So go follow my beauty page. It's in the bio description thingy, what my channel is called. And go check out my Instagram if you want to see all those videos. Cam's Hair Fair. And I am hopefully going to start wow, okay, that was not a sentence. I'm going to start making t-shirts to sell. If you want to help support me while I'm in school, that's awesome. But those are both in the description below. Go follow my Instagram and keep up with me. I have 2 Instagrams, so follow whatever one you like. If you want to keep up with my hair stuff, go follow that. If you like my personal page, you can go follow that. And I will see you guys later.